have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools.
The feel when you walk on this campus is immediately a sense of belonging, a sense of safety, a sense of welcome, and a sense of opportunity.
With that, I'm going to come down and we're going to sign a very important document and we're going to be on our way.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves.
I'm Michael Brown. I'm the Assistant Director of Transitions here at Keene State College. As the Assistant Director of Transitions, I oversee the orientation program in June and July, and then welcome days and part of move-in days in conjunction with the community living side of the house, and then welcome days. And then once school starts, then the other part of my role is Family Day. Then I turn my attention to that. And then after that, it's January orientation. You know, I could really go down the list of, of, of campus partners, and in many ways, there's a lot of crossover throughout the year, or with orientation.
So my name is Nina Zinkowitz. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the coordinator of student support for the Office of Community and Belonging. I do a lot of social and educational programming. So we'll do weekly, monthly, annual stuff like Crafternoon is a weekly program that we run. We have a few programs coming up, like inclusive walks around campus. We plan on doing a wall dog mural tour, so engaging with diversity within our community. And then we also do annual things like flag raising ceremony. We do clothing swaps, stuff like that. I also do individual student support and support for identity-based student org. So if students aren't feeling community on campus, they come to me. We figure out a way to make them feel more included, more involved on campus, fix any issues they're facing. And then with those identity-based student orgs, we make sure students know about them, they're able to join them, and that their programs are going well.
Sure, I'm Jeff Case, and I'm the Access Services Manager in Mason Library. That means I manage the front desk and keep the building open and all those kinds of things. So my primary role in the commission is I'm a member of the events subcommittee. What I'm trying to do is something that's a little bit too intricate for any of the subcommittees right now, and it's something hopefully we can expand into. But I'm looking more the function that I'm searching for is education to various groups of students. In particular, educating students who have jobs on campus. That's something that I do here. I'd love to encompass that into more jobs around campus, and also other types of student organizations. I think they already do it with sports and with CAs, but I think a good way to get to a lot of students is just make it you're in a club that's open to everybody. You should have a training on what does it mean to be truly inclusive to everybody.
It's the commission for the KSC Commission for Community and Belonging. It's not new actually. So the name change is new. We again to sort of align with really Dr. Dottie Morris's position. We've changed our name, but the commission has been around since the early 2000s, so well before I came onto campus, um, if not the early 2000s. And before then, before we changed our name, we were the Commission for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. So, uh, and and even as far back as then, it was a commission that was based to help foster belonging on campus.
Some of it is simply existing on a college campus, and the goal of having many different people from many different lifestyles and cultures in one area, so that you can engage with that, and everybody can then engage with many different lifestyles they haven't engaged with before, and learn something about that, which then opens their eyes to doing more research in areas that interest them. The commission's job is simply to point out the very many ways that student, and I think not like specifically point, um, to make that very clear to students, to the benefits of engaging with people from backgrounds that they may not be as familiar with, from engaging with people that are different from themselves, and learning about people that they otherwise might not learn about, and then using what they've learned to expand their educational horizons.
From students up to faculty and staff, um, everyone was represented, a voice, um, and 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 there was education happening. Um, so Keene State has been doing the work for a very long time, and even though the name has changed, we're still hoping to do the same work. We just have to find new ways to do it. And that's the big part of it. Is finding those new ways to do it that don't um, that don't go against the law, or um, that don't conflict, that put King State in any sort of jeopardy. And there are ways to do it. By just rewording things, and how we approach things.
So we attend certain cultural related events, just to be basically to be a presence in who we are and what we're working towards. Um, we did last year. We did Owls Around the World, which we did combined with the Global Culture Club. And the idea was that anybody from any culture could come and have a table at we were doing tabling over at Oya Hill, or um, or anyone could come into commons with some food ideas or something that's from where, wherever they're from, including New Hampshire if you wanted, something something local, um, but also around the world, and it allowed people to experience even small things from many different cultures and that exist on a college campus, cultures that you might not ever come across, especially growing up if you're growing up in northern New England, otherwise, and just recognize, yes, these out there, they're okay, and there's no reason not to be accepting of everybody, right? Just because this may be a little different doesn't mean it's bad.
We're all coming from different backgrounds and coming in with different ideas and all the stuff. How do we learn to merge together? And that has been the focus every time. And even this last summer, like we had the same idea. We did like a people bingo, so students had to engage with other students and find people who had similar I don't know, things to them.
We're still promoting the same kind of events for families. There was one that we had to tweak a bit this year with some of the changes that had to be made. Uh, we have the Foodies Family Welcome Series. Each night of the Welcome Series is a different topic. And one of the topics that was focused around DEI um, we had to revamp that, and really pivot. Actually, midway through the summer, our advertising of that and how we build it really, the week before uh, it took place. So during orientation, um, we have flyers that families get in their folders. So families who had already received that in June, this particular event took place at the end of July. Um, so families who had gotten that flyer in June for this event, um, it was just notifying them through email of the change. And when we sent out the reminder of the event, just to say, there's been a name change for this event. This is what it's encompassing. Um, and um, and then for those who, um, when the name change happened, it was actually it it took place right before our July orientation. So there was, um, even though the families that who had gotten in the folders that day, um, it was telling them verbally then of the change. We're saying, oh, we're calling this, oh, that's a misprint. This is what it's being called now, um, and just letting them know of the change.
So from an events perspective, we were a little bit careful with some of the wording that we use, but the benefit that we have both in the commission and in the library is that we weren't doing anything that would have violated the law anyway. Everything that we're doing is designed to encompass everybody, designed to bring in and include everybody, not any one particular group and certainly not for any particular demographic goal, right? We're always, everything that we do is designed to be as inclusive to everyone as we possibly can. So we're already, in that sense, within the bounds of the law. We just have to we just had to do some slight word changing to make that as clear as we could, I think.
All the activities we've done have had a focus in finding common ground, basically, and bringing all of our big ideas together. And that hasn't changed.
What I would, in my opinion, our job is to provide the maximum amount of resources we can, covering as many viewpoints as are available for us to cover. We've accepted donations of things that are extremely liberal all the way up to extremely conservative, including Milo Yiannopoulos' book that the College Republicans gave us once. Our goal is not to limit any viewpoints at all, but to include as many viewpoints as we possibly can. Our role with banned books is simply to point out that these books exist, that they're okay to read, that people that want to read them should read them. We don't want to limit anybody.
Keene State is a place where we want everyone to feel as though they do belong.
A small campus is a great canvas for building community, especially from moving from student to faculty or to staff. Because like taking the connections I've known before and the new connections I have now, it's really awesome to like know people's names, invite them personally to events, collaborate with all the like departments across campus. Like I've made so many connections with those people, so it's really awesome to like collaborate all around campus and provide even more resources to students. So like when I collaborate with involvement or sustainability and something like that, students can engage more freely with everything at the same time. So it's nice that it's all in one place.
On a small campus, you see a lot of the same faces, but at the same time, it's a good opportunity to get new faces to come. Because those same faces will sometimes bring new people, and they're the ones that help spread the word. So I can see that benefiting. Um, So I think it will have a positive impact on what we um and the work that's happening here. Um, because we are a smaller campus and a tight knit community. Um, and I think because we do support each other here, that's one of the really good things about our campus that I love. Especially, I see it a lot with our student organizations, especially with our Greek life, the support that happens there. Um, I I think that gets carried through. And so when we're talking about that belonging piece, um, that that educational part of it, um, I think will help bring people to the programs, to the conversations, will help get people to the table. Um, at a time when we need people to come to the table to have the conversation.
I think it's significant at any college. I think it's essential at any college to promote that all the voices and everyone's voice. Um, because without it, you're losing a component of the educational values of any institution. If you're not learning from the people around you, then how are you going to function in the world when you go out and get a job and you have people of different ways of thinking? How are you going to be able to deal with different people's different ways of thinking if you haven't learned how to do that? In college, that's part of the benefit of going to college and having all those different experiences.
I think it's complicated because last year when we had 3 people, we were able to have someone in the office, someone could be tabling, someone could be doing a workshop. But now that we don't have 3 people and it's just me, I really need to prioritize having the office open and being here. So while I could have, I don't know, last year I tried putting out like Talk to Us Tuesday so that I could go out into the student center and be like, hey, everyone, this office is open. These are the resources we provide. Um, but this year, I really want to prioritize just being here. So maybe offering more programming within the space, or having more commission involvement in the space, or having them do tabling for me to get students over. Um, but I want to be here in case people need me. I don't want to be running away too often. So it's complicated.
As to our role, you mean as the library, we're going to keep doing what we're doing because even with the law in place, we're not violating it. Our goal is always to be fully inclusive. It's always been our goal. We want everybody to want to come into the library. We want everybody to feel that they can come into the library and be comfortable and belong in the library with no exceptions to that. So, yeah, I don't think we have there's nothing that we're doing that we're concerned about.
I've mentioned it a few times. For me, diversity, equity, and inclusion means those things. It's looking out and seeing everyone at the table.
Like you're giving everyone the support, the opportunities they need to be successful no matter what they do. Giving everyone an equitable and accessible experience.
Whether it be economic or racial or physical ability or neurodiversity, it's simply
Listening to people, it's hearing their stories, it's understanding them, it's having a civil conversation. It's disagreeing, but still being able to be, if not friends at the end of the day, being able to be civil with one another and work together, for the betterment of the society that we live in. That's what it means to me. I think we have gotten so far um, away from civility right now that it's hard. And that's, on whatever side politically you lean, either right or left, it's just, we have to, people aren't willing to meet each other in the middle. And that's what DEI is meeting each other in the middle.